Well, I mowed the lawn today, and while I was mowing, I found some poke salad, or poke sallet. It is a wild growing weed, I guess you could say, but you can pick the leaves of it and cook it. Here's what it is. There is poke salad, or poke sallet. It grows wild. There is a caveat to this. Poke sallet is poisonous. So it has to be cooked a certain way, or for lack of better terminology, you'll get the squirts and you'll shit through a screen door and never even touch it from 10 feet away. Just throwing that out there. There's some more. See how, and it grows wild. Has the leaves on it. Now it'll actually turn purple. You want to pick this before it turns purple, because you don't want the purple. Purple is bad. It actually has berries on it too when it gets mature. You don't want the berries. The berries are bad, no berries. You don't want the berries, just the leaves. That's it. I've been told you can actually take the stalk and cut it up like you would okra and fry it, but I've never done that. I've not tried it. I just prefer the leaves. So I'll pick a big old batch of it. I'll show you how to cook it. Now there is a sack full of poke salad, or poke salad leaves anyway. Get it in the sink, then rinse it off, and I'll show you how to cook it. And there you have it. All the poke salad in the pot there, ready to boil. And as you can see, it's overflowing. It's no big deal. It'll reduce down quite a bit. If you know how spinach reduces down when you cook it, poke salad does the same exact thing. And if you know what cabbage smells like when you're cooking it, it's almost the exact same thing. It stinks. But here's the start of the boiling, number one. So you boil it, you rinse it, well, boil it and drain it, put it in fresh water, boil it again and drain it, put it in fresh water, boil it again and drain it, 3 to 4 times of that. And then you can either freeze it, or you can put it with eggs and some wild onions in a skillet and fry it up. We'll get to that later. Now, once it's boiled the first time, you simply drain it with a colander. Whoop, get all steamy. You'll notice that there's the green water. It actually turns the water. That first boil, first batch, is always like that. Okay. Get it all out of there. And let all steam go away. Woo. There we go. And just rinse it with some cold water. Just rinse it off right there. Doesn't have to be totally squeezed out or drained. Just kind of break it apart so it you can kind of rinse all through it. Now watch it, because it still will be hot in the center. It will be hot, that's for sure. You see how much that reduced down? There's not much left there at all. But rinse your pan out and go at it again. Put some water in there. And there you have the first round. And you drop it back in. Do it a couple more times at least. I'd recommend 3, maybe 4. And like I said, it is poison. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this, don't do it. Or if you don't think you can do it correctly, don't do it. Because this isn't OSHA approved or FDA approved, I'm sure. So this is just Topster approved. That's all it is. Okay, here's round 2. Do the same thing. Dump it all in. Let it drain. And you gotta let the steam go away. And literally just rinse and repeat. So, cold water. Just gotta rinse it off. That'll help the steam go away too, so we can see. Steamy lens means just a aesthetic effect. That's all it is, just the effect of it. Get that all rinsed out. And like I said, watch it, because it's going to be warm. But yeah, that whole pot was full. Overflowing, actually, you've seen. And it's cooked way, way down. But that was round 2. And we'll do round 3 now. And there you have it. That's what's left in there. Cooks way down. And you notice the water wasn't near as green this time either. That first time it does, it tints that water really green. So there we have it. Get that back in there. We'll boil it one more time. I usually boil it about 3 times, just my preference. 4 times isn't bad, and it's not wrong, so the more the merrier. But I generally boil it for about 15 minutes. Once I get the water to a full rolling boil, I'll boil it for about 15 minutes. And then literally rinse and repeat. So let's get after it one more time. And here, I'm making fried potatoes. What I'm doing is I'll cut the potato in half, and I'll cut it in just a couple slices, especially the large one. So it's just a slice there. And then I'll usually slice it at least one more time. Throw it on the side. And as I've done with this one, one slice there, and one slice there. And you get the effect like that. And then just chunk them up and throw them over. And there you have it. And a little tip when holding a knife, hold it like that or like that. You get better control. And it's a lot easier holding a knife like that than it is like this, because you actually have more leverage to push down when you're holding it that way. So there you have it. Cut that last one up. Now that last one I'll probably cut a little bit larger because it's a little bit thicker potato. Now, about 2 slices, that'd be it, yeah. Just another slice. And then 3 on this side. Or actually 3 wedges, not 3 slices, 2 slices to make it in thirds. And then dice it up. And same way with this one. And then I'll actually put it in the bowl there with water covering it so they don't turn colors until I'm ready to cook them, because I'm not ready to cook them yet. But while I'll do that, I'll put them in the bowl and I'll add water and probably about a 1/4 cup of sugar and just let them sit. And doing that with the sugar, it gives them a little bit of a sweet flavor, but they also crust up and they get a better crunch to them. Better browning with that sugar base in them. I didn't. Here we go. Get them all in there. Just add water and sugar. Make sure they're covered and let them sit till you're ready to use them. Now that I've got the final boiling done, put it in the colander. Just kind of drop, put it all in there, let it drain out, and just kind of push out as much water as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's fixing to go into a hot skillet. And it'll get a little dry there. Cook it down. Add some salt, pepper, seasoning, egg, and onion. So let's get with it. Now I've already got the fried potatoes going. I just want to add a little bit of oil to another skillet. And it's got to be hot before you put it in there. It's cast iron. So we get that going. What we'll do, toss the fried potatoes around. And some seasoned salt. Put a generous amount on there. And some pepper. And I love the fresh cracked pepper. It's a little stronger than the milled pepper you get in a can. So I prefer fresh cracked pepper. But I use both. And on the poke salad, it doesn't take much oil. Just a little bit. I may have to add some more later. But initially, it doesn't take much. Just a little bit. A little more than that, though. Now, give those another toss. Had the grease nice and hot when I put it in there, and you should have heard the sizzle. I should have recorded that, but I didn't. But nothing is sticking either, so. That needs to be cut. And just cook them low and slow. And there's my lid. Okay, now the grease is hot, or the oil, I should say. And it's just, you gotta watch it, because there's water in here and it's gonna pop and sizzle, and it's not as bad as I thought. So it's not as hot as I thought. But it's still warm, still hot. Fried potato. There's my. And you're basically just putting it in here like a saute. I don't want that hot. It'll soak up a little bit of that oil. And it's just like a saute, not really a fry, but break it up. Salt. There we go. And some pepper. There we go, yeah. Salt and pepper is always good. Check on the potatoes. Oh yeah. They're doing awesome. There's no set time for this to cook. Just when it gets not totally dry, but a lot of the water cooked out and gets hot. Then you just reduce it down, get all the water out of it, cook it off. Throw some onion in here, some chopped onion, and a couple eggs, 2 or 3 eggs, 4 eggs, whatever you like. Scramble it all up, mix it all together, and cook it out right. When it gets ready for that, we'll be back in just a minute. And there, I've got some chicken thighs thawing out. Trying to get the absorbent package off the bottom, because I'm going to place those babies in there. And they can go in frozen, they can go in thawed out, it doesn't matter. Pressure cooker. So there you have it. About 45 minutes to an hour frozen, and those things will be totally done. The chicken is done. I'll have it out in just a little bit, and I'll plate it along with everything else. Okay, now I have about 6, 7 green onions diced up, chopped up, cleaned, and ready for them. Get them all in there. Just mix those in. Let them cook just a little bit, just enough to kind of wilt the onions. Not too much. Just a little. And I have my eggs ready. But this amount I'll probably end up putting about 4 eggs. Because they're actually small eggs, or the farm fresh eggs. I have to use a couple of bannies. Get those in there. Get those cooked down a little bit. Check on the fried potatoes. I actually use the lid on the fried potatoes just for a little bit. Enough to actually basically cook them like you would in the oven. It holds the heat in. They cook a little faster. And then I'll take the lid off and let them cook to kind of brown up and evaporate some of the water that is actually condensed in there with the lid on. Get these all stirred up. Get a bowl, get the eggs ready. Yeah, with these small eggs, I'll probably end up using a little bit more. Because they're actually really small eggs. I might just use all of them. I've got the 3. So, a couple mini eggs. So, might as well just use them all. Get those cracked in the bowl. I'm not going to scramble them in the bowl because I'll actually be scrambling them in the skillet there with the poke sallet. There we go. Those may be wilted down enough. You don't want the onions totally wilted, just softened. Just enough to where they're not totally cooked through, but they're not just raw either. So that should do it. Then you just pop your eggs in there. And just start mixing everything together. Simple as that for poke sallet. And I've heard it termed a few different ways. It's poke salad or poke sallet. S-A-L-L-E-T. My granny used to call it poke sallet. But I've call it, I've used both terms. So basically you just mix it up now and scramble the egg that's in it. And when the egg is cooked through, you're done. That's all there is to it. Like I said, this is not USDA approved because poke salad is poison. That's why you have to boil it so many times. So if you don't feel comfortable doing it, or don't know how to do it, or don't want to do it, don't try it. I was raised this way, so it really doesn't bother me. Because and a little tidbit too, I got lucky. I have poke salad here growing wild at the house. But generally when I was a kid, we would go out in the car, my mom, grandmother and I, and we would hunt poke salad for stalks. So doing that as a kid with my grandmother and mother, I could spot it from a long ways away. I didn't like doing it along roadside because of the fact there's always snakes generally lurking around. Because where there's poke salad, a lot of times there's also blackberry bushes. So we'd get the best of both worlds. But generally there's always snakes lurking around in the blackberry bushes. So this little fat kid didn't want to do all that. But I'd go anyway. And used to, I didn't like poke salad because I just thought it was spinach. I didn't like it. As I got older, I couldn't get enough of it. So now what I do is I pick as much of it during the season as I can, and I'll boil it all the 3 or 4 times, and I'll squeeze that last little bit of water out of it, and I'll save what I want to eat right now, and then the rest of it I'll divide up in freezer bags, in 1 pound freezer bags, and I'll freeze it. Then all I have to do is thaw it out, throw it in the skillet with a little bit of oil, and I'm ready to go because it's already boiled. It's already done. So I've probably got about, this is fresh, but I've probably got about 5 to 10 pounds of it in the freezer right now. And it's poke salad season again. So I'll be getting some more this year. I'll get this finished up, get it all plated, get it done, and I'll be back in just a minute. The chicken and the poke salad and the potatoes. The chicken's spicy, but the poke salad is not. Perfect. A little more salt. Other than that, it's great. Hope y'all liked it. I'm sure enjoying it. And until next time, we'll catch you later.